initiative that seems finally to be more or less settled, pending the remaining litigation and settlement. Did you vote to keep the red light cameras or to get rid of them?
If you watch the city news, I was the one who opposed to ATS vehemently. I questioned Mr. Hittner, and I asked him, you think you are going to propose a $25 million, you're asking for $25 million, and you said that if we just going to ignore everything, let you guys have the red light camera on up until December 31st, 2014. That's his proposal. And I said, no. The reason is this, the voters said no. It means no. And then I said, well, trying to do, circumvent, because this is what I say, is that there is no clause in the ordinance stating that you have to take it off immediately. So if the judge order, you can say, you take it off or not. The judge didn't order that. So you can take it off. But when? And that's what it is. And I said, well, when the voters voted, they expect that to take it off immediately. There is an implication it has to be taken off immediately. So respectfully, I said it has to be taken off immediately. There is no compromise between the City of Houston and ATS, because we as elected officials have to carry out the will of the voters. The will of the voters already said so. Take it off. We take it off now. Now I just want to insert something else. About the 70 red light cameras in the City of Houston, about 15 or 16 in my district already. And you can see in my district they got the most. And people in my district voiced up very clearly, we don't want it. We don't want it, so we have to take it off. Now, there's Mr. Higgins said, well, we're going to look for actual damages of $25 million and now some punitive damages. And, as an attorney, I told him, first of all, I don't think that you disclosed to the City of Houston of the actual damages and also the punitive damages. So the figure that you are looking at $25 million, I think it is a fabrication. Why? Because his annual income since 2006 is about $3 million to $6 million the max. So if the judge say, well, you know what, City of Houston breached the contract, he's willing to give you a year of annual income, probably $3 to $6 million. Because when we breach the contract, it is not intentionally. The City of Houston did not breach the contract at their own will. The City of Houston carries out the will of its people, and accidentally it has to terminate the contract with you. That's what I said. So I don't see any punitive damages here. To punish somebody, you have to have a wrongful intention. There is no wrongful and malicious intention from the City of Houston. Now, the maximum you can get, I told him very flatly, the maximum to me, my conjecture is that you get about $3 to $6 million the max. But this is what is the message to him. The message to you send to the City of Houston and also to the whole USA. That is ATS force a city to go against the will of their voters. So you are winning short term, but you are losing long term. Because all the cities will see the City of Houston as a lesson for them. And they will say, whoa, if we want to do business with these guys, we have to be very careful. If we want to enter into a contract with them, we have to be very careful. They are not that flexible. They are not that nice. They are only for profits. They do not have a human heart. That's what I said to them, and it was so. And he walked out the room like that. So you saw I was one of the guys who stood it up very, and even Councilmember Jolene Jones said, well, nobody said it so eloquently today as Councilmember Huang on red light camera.
Well, I hope the judge sees it your way, certainly in terms of the damages. That would be a much better pill to swallow than what ATS is proposing. Council redrew its boundaries this past year as well. District F underwent some fairly significant changes. Were you satisfied with the process that was used to do the redistricting, and are you satisfied with the new district that was drawn?
Well, I have to sacrifice the most, but I think it's the benefits for the city of Houston. Well, you saw the map proposed by the administration map, and in accordance to that proposed map, District F didn't change much. Approximately, we just gave up a port of Gofton. So if there was any changes, probably only about 5 to 10% the max. So on that map, I would have retained majority of the current district now. But I've seen that the city of Houston is growing demographically in size, especially for the Hispanic population. And the Hispanic population, in person to the Civil Rights Act, they have their own right. They have their own representation. If that was the reason why I was very willing to work with all Hispanic leaders. They propose many things, trying to you already saw they split my district into half. It was a painful experience because many of the folks, many of my current constituents, they don't want to split. They know me. For the last 2 years, I've been very proactive with them. But I have explained it to them, this is not me, this is the city of Houston. This is to be fair to all now it's not a minority to a majority now, that is the Hispanic population. So I worked with them and worked with Mr. Hara, and you saw that we had many meetings, numerous meetings. Meetings with Hispanic leaders, and then I have to go back and meeting with also the Caucasian, and especially the Asian. The Asian does not want to give up easily. And we work together, and finally, I think the current map proposed by Mr. Hara, the map that we voted, I think is relatively satisfactory. We cannot say it's perfect. We can't. We live in an imperfect world. It is relatively perfect to me.
Okay. I mean, District F has served for the last several years now as essentially an Asian opportunity district. Do you believe that it will continue to do so going forward, including beyond your term in office? District F, for the last 8 years, since Councilmember M.J. Khan, we reached the maximum is about 14.95% of Asian population. The new district is going to reach about 17%. So is it going to be an Asian opportunity district? Yes. And in this country is an opportunity, a country for everybody if that person is going to do right. And I don't think it's going to say that district is going to be Asian. Probably you remember Council member Martha Wong. She was elected in District C. Hoang was elected as council at Ward number 2. So, and there are all the council members who are elected. They don't have to be in what we call an Asian district. I believe the voters see each individual, their integrity as is, not because whether they are black, white, or Asian. Okay. How would you assess Mayor Parker on her first term in office?
She is a very intelligent, sharp, on point administrator. I believe she, in terms of budget, she's a conservative, trying to cut budgets, making sure that we are within our budget. In terms of putting directors, she has selected many capable directors. So evaluating on her first term, she has done great things for the city of Houston.
What do you think should be her priorities for the next 2 years?
Fortunately, under her term,